So to understand why so many students coming out of high school are not ready for college level writing, it's helpful to consider some of the differences between how writing is taught in high school compared with how writing is taught in college. And in looking at those differences, it's important to state that we're not placing blame on anyone, certainly not on high school teachers. It's just how it is, and if anything, it shows that there's an enormous lack of communication and coordination between high school teaching and college teaching, and closing that gap is an important part of our mission. So a number of studies and surveys have been done to get a handle on common classroom practices and the differences between high school and college. For one thing, in high school, the bulk of the writing that students do is short answer. They don't get experience with multiple page, full-length essays, which is the kind of writing that they're expected to do when they get to college. In high school, students often are taught to write according to formulas, the 5-paragraph essay, the 11-sentence paragraph, and they find in college that no one is interested in writing according to formulas. In high school, they rarely get an opportunity to find their own topic and locate something that they're interested in, that they care about, that's important in their lives, and research that and write about it, scope it to the parameters of the writing task. In college, that's exactly what they're asked to do. So some of these differences explain why it is that so many students are unprepared when they get to college. I have made a chart comparing those high school teaching practices to college teaching practices. It's available for free if you go to the link in our bio and go to the Teachers Pay Teachers link. You'll find that chart there for a free download. So, what explains some of these differences? Well, there are some practical reasons and there are some philosophical reasons for these differences. Practically, in the high school classroom, one thing is teachers have to cover all of the state standards. So that means they're marching students through a whole lot of exercises in a short period of time. Rarely do they have an opportunity to pause over an extended writing project. Another thing is accessibility or accountability tests, which usually feature timed writing exercises. And so classroom time is spent prepping students for timed writing, which is not the kind of authentic academic writing that they're actually going to be asked to do when they get to college. And then philosophically, writing is taught in high school tends to be taught according to a kind of cognitive model of how we learn to write. That is, the idea that our brains pretty much work the same, that writing entails certain cognitive processes, and learning to write entails the acquisition of a collection of cognitive process skills, mental processes. In college, the reigning philosophy is sociocultural, which accounts for the fact that whatever the cognitive processes going on are, students are always in a relationship with the classroom, with the college around them, with the society that supports that institution. And within that relationship, who they are matters. Their social situatedness and their cultural background all matter in that relationship. And writing is taught from that perspective. So in the next video, we're going to look a little more closely at the sociocultural approach to writing, because I think that's important for beginning to align high school instruction with college instruction. And it also begins to reframe writing for students, less as a hoop to jump through in pursuit of their college degree or their high school diploma, and more as a tool of empowerment that will serve them well as they have opportunity to promote their own interests and make their voices heard in school, in the workplace, in their civic life, and so forth.